Do you remember what that first meditation that you ever did in your life was like?
Yeah, I mean, it saved my life. Before you enjoy the video, if you want to go deeper with me, make sure you check out my meditation masterclass. It is unlike anything. It's pinned in the comments below. Literally, it changed everything. I had always been leaving my body as a kid and doing all these things, but Amelia, it was never a focused or dedicated meditation, if that makes sense. It would just, excuse me, as I've talked about before, it would just occur through my own relaxation. I would just leave my body and do these things. But I had never, ever sat down to meditate, not even once. I was never taught any meditation. And when he was urging me, because I mean, he could tell how despondent I was, and I was just ready to give up. He was urging me to do it, and he offered to teach me meditation. And I was so hurt and so arrogant. I literally said to him, "Don't bother. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out myself." Right. And I really just, honestly, I just wanted him to stop. I just didn't want to hear it. I was in my own misery, deeply. And I didn't want to hear it. But when I went home to meditate that night, I all of a sudden, I just found, and I still teach that meditation to this day. I still teach that meditation. And it was a clear remembrance because I went through this whole thing about it's true, proper meditation, what I did. And it just came back to me. I didn't have any kind of thought about it or read about it in a book or have anyone show me. And in that meditation, a screen, it was within 5 seconds, a screen dropped down, which is really my third eye opened, which, by the way, that wasn't the first time my third eye had been open, but it was the first time that I consciously did it out of you could say out of a need. And that screen dropped down and my third eye opened. And in that moment, in about 10 seconds, 12 seconds, I saw myself, not as RJ. I saw myself and I understood more about myself in those 10 or 12 seconds than I had in the previous 24 years combined. Everything all of a sudden made sense. The desire for me to end my life vanished that moment. The grief vanished in that moment. My own inner rage that I couldn't do anything to stop the loss of all my friends, that vanished. I mean, I was literally saved. I was literally saved through that meditation. And like I said, I understood myself in a way that I had never understood myself for, because I saw myself doing things and everything made sense to me at that moment. It's like, now I get it. Now I understand why I feel the way I do. Now I understand why I understand the things that I understand, and et cetera, et cetera. It might be the single most impactful moment that I've had as RJ in this incarnation.
You made a choice to change, and essentially that rippled out through the whole cosmos. And it was a clear choice to change, not just like, oh, tomorrow maybe I'll stop eating this sugar or whatever. It was like a clear choice. And when you said that you started realizing who you really were beyond RJ, was it that there were past incarnations of memories coming back to you where you're realizing that you were from a higher self that projected itself into this physical reality? What was that like of remembering who you really are?
Yeah. Some of this I'm still going to keep to myself, but I will explain a little bit because there's nothing more personal. So some of it I'm going to keep just for myself. But I saw myself in a completely different incarnation, and I was helping create what we call Atlantis. So there were a couple of beings, we could say, that were like myself. And when I say create, I don't mean putting bricks down to build something. What was actually going on was changing the energies of the environment, making the energies of the environment conducive to an advanced civilization to actually occur and thrive in that environment. So literally manipulating energies and changing things around. And there were 3 other beings that were doing that. I was one of them. And I saw myself doing this. And I had always felt as a kid, I had always felt as a kid that I'm a god, and we all are. We all are. But this was just in a different way. I always felt that I was an architect of civilizations. I always felt I was a creator of civilizations. And this was the tangible, direct experience and memory of literally doing it. And when I experienced that, I could let go of a lot of the character of RJ, and it allowed me to tangibly realize more of who I always felt I was, or what I am. It's not really a who, what I am, and it allowed me to proceed with that inner tangible knowingness that I am here to do this yet again, the same thing, just in a different way, and its impact on my life. There's no words, and it's part of why I kind of almost start the book with this. It's one, it might not be the start of the book. It's one of the first things in the book. And it also just reminded me of what I'm here to do and what I'm capable of. And it freed me up to actually then proceed in that way. I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, if you are desirous of more of the real you and less of your conditioned, agitated mind, if you know that you can create a life that you're not leading right now, but you know you can, check out my meditation masterclass. It's pinned in the comments below.